Oh yeah, what's happening, everybody? Jay Shock Blast here, and we are going to start part 2 of our four-part series, showing off all characters unlocked in LEGO Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So, first up, we have a member of the Resistance pilot crew. This is Jessica Pava, and like all the others, she does all the grappling, and she's got her gun. And we have our female pilot. I don't remember there being very many female pilots in the original Star Wars, so this is definitely really cool to have a female pilot here. And a cool, like, you know, it's very, very Star Wars-y name. Even though they're using Jessica, it is Jessika. So Jessica Pava. Next up, we have the Kanja Club gang member. And Kanja Club, as you remember, is one of the notorious gangs that Han Solo swindled for money, because what else does Han Solo do? So obviously they're going to include so many characters in this simply because you know, you kind of have to in order to fill in the game. Not a character you're probably going to use much, but in the game nonetheless. Next up, we have Kanja Club Sniper, and he's got the heavy sniper. I love, like, the after shot, you know, it's a laser sniper bullet. Yeah, so, you know, this is actually a character you might use just to have fun, unless you use his sniper rifle to, you know, create your own sniper.
I could have sworn we completely cleared them out.
Really, really cool, man. This is actually one of those filler characters that I just can't complain about, you know? Like, I know I complain about, you know, a lot of the filler characters, but, you know, whatever. Kanja Club Sniper is another character in the game. Next up, we have Kadel Konix, and I want to say, you know, Carrie Fisher's daughter is in Star Wars. I think it's, like, Billy Lords, I think is her name, or something like that. This might actually be her. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, it is. This is played by Billy Lord, which is the daughter of Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, and you do see her, and she actually has her own kind of protocol droid. Whoops. Oh, I thought I switched characters. I'm like, oh. She has her own protocol droid, which I'll actually cover in part 3, it looks like, all the way down here. You do see them in episode 7, this guy PZ4CO. But yeah, Carrie Fisher's daughter. And it looks just like a Princess Leia type right there. So there you go, Billy Lord's character from the movie. Next up, we have Kin Z. And I have absolutely no idea who this is, and I hate having to do that, but you know, there's just a lot of characters like this. You know, looking him up, there's not, I think he was part of the Maz Kanata's Cantina or something. That's the only thing that kind of comes up, or actually, you know, maybe he's actually, I don't know, I have no idea, just no idea who this is. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so, you know, you guys could fill me in. Next up, we have Cor Sella, obviously a part of the Resistance crew here on Dakar, and yeah, there you go. So we're gonna leave Billy Lord out there for a little bit. Next up, we have Kylo Ren. There are 3 variations of Kylo Ren. So we have Kylo Ren, and we have the hooded Kylo Ren, which I swear to God I just switched to, but alas, did not give him to me. There we go. Kylo Ren. Now, you get the one with just the helmet after doing his mission at the end, like Autogon or something like that. Autogon Assault. But Kylo Ren is he was my 3rd favorite character in the game. Absolutely love Kylo Ren. And then the last version of Kylo Ren is the unmasked Kylo Ren, Adam Driver in all his glory. I think Adam Driver, like, they picked a really great actor to be Kylo Ren. I love that he's part of the Star Wars universe, and they did a really good job. Kylo Ren's a very interesting looking character. You know, has a little bit of a Revan look to him, even though he's all black. And there you go, Kylo Ren. Next up, we have Lando Calrissian, everybody's favorite Cloud City administrator. I don't really know where to go with that. He's everybody's second favorite Millennium Falcon pilot. Actually, I don't even. Yeah, well, maybe Rey hasn't topped him yet, but you know, we've seen Lando. He's just smooth, man. Smooth Lando. Yeah. He very easily could have made my top 10 list. Lando Calrissian, awesome character. Billy D. Williams, I believe. So, Lando. Next up, we have Lieutenant Bastion, member of the Resistance X-Wing pilot crew. He's got his pistol and his grappling gun. So, of course, we have our black pilot for the crew. Got to be diverse, even in a galaxy far, far away. So there you go, Lieutenant Bastion. Lieutenant Mitaka. I just, I don't know. He's very, proper. He's got his blaster pistol. Obviously a lieutenant in the First Order. And stands at attention when not in use. So there you go, Lieutenant Mitaka. Logray. I want to say Logray is like the chieftain of the Ewoks. I hate Ewoks. My biggest dream is that, I have this fan theory that Kylo Ren, he had to go get the burned Darth Vader helmet. He has Darth Vader's helmet. And, I'll do that in another video. But my fantasy is that he killed all the Ewoks. So, Logray. I get it. Kids game, gotta have him. He's in there. Lorsan Tekka, I believe this is who Poe Dameron is communicating with on Jakku when he goes to get the piece of the map. He also has his own mission where you have to, go through some scavengers on Jakku. He's got his pole. He's got a the little grapple gun. He can see the hidden things. So, Lorsan Tekka. I don't remember him from, the original trilogy or any of that. I mean, Kylo Ren obviously knows he got old, so I don't remember him, though. But there he is, Luke Skywalker. There's a few different versions of Luke. So, obviously, we have our Stormtrooper armor Luke, and we also have Episode 4 Luke. This is the original Luke, right when he gets his lightsaber, and he has a blaster pistol. There's also Episode 6 Luke, Return of the Jedi. This is from the Endor level, and he's got his green lightsaber, whereas he does not have a lightsaber as a Stormtrooper. I believe he has a blue lightsaber at one point. Yeah, but those are the 3 Lukes. 4 Lukes, I should say. No, there's 3. Three Lukes. Now, a lot of people are disappointed that there's no Episode 7 Luke, and I get it, and I wish there was, but it makes sense. We don't know anything about Episode 7 Luke, and we won't know until, we won't know until Episode 8, like the current state of Luke Skywalker. We don't know what's happened in the years that since he's been in seclusion. Clearly he has his metal arm. We do see a little bit of Rey's vision, so I don't know if that's the past or the future. And yeah, so who knows with Luke, man. So they had to leave him out, just like they had to leave out Snoke. It makes sense. I don't think anybody's thrilled about it. We all wanted to play as Old Man Luke, but no dice. Major Brant is an enthusiastic member of the Resistance. He's obviously a major, and he is in the game. So, you can tell when I just don't care about a character. Major Colonia is also in the game. I want to say, is she the nurse? Or is she the lady that is like giving Chewbacca a hard time. Or I feel like there's somebody that's giving Chewbacca a hard time when he was like bragging about something. I think this is who it is. I don't remember. Maz Kanata, Lupia. I can't remember her whole name, but she plays the voice of Maz Kanata. Obviously, she's got her own little blaster situation here. This is obviously an important character. This is the Yoda of the new movie, where she's, full of wisdom and usefulness, and it's more of a different kind of role. She collects a lot of stuff, and this is where Rey gets her lightsaber and kind of gets a reconfirmation that she's probably Luke's daughter. Next up, we have Mino Teast, who looks like a stormtrooper. Probably is a stormtrooper, but I believe he is a part of Maz Kanata's kind of crew. I think he was in that watering hole on Takodana. Really cool looking character though. Looks like he has a headband on, like he's ready to jazzercise or something. But definitely an enjoyable character. I think he's pretty awesome looking. I don't know really much about him though, so I would love to hear some more. Mon Toth, I want to say either Jakku or let's see what, Scavengers. So probably a Jakku character, but might also be in Maz's Cantina. Really just another kind of filler character. I don't know enough about him, but there you go. Another kind of filler character that they have to include. You can't really get too mad about it. Might seem like they're filling out the roster, but in the grand scheme of things, you're not gonna like everybody. Nine Noob, I can never say his name right, and somebody tried to correct me. There's two versions of Nine. There's our classic version, and there is our new Resistance version. So everybody was pretty happy to see Lando's buddy. I guess it's kind of Lando's sidekick, if you will. Lando's two sidekicks are Nine Noob and Lobot. So, they are two big-time members of Lando's crew on Cloud City. And, I think this is a character, got an awesome blaster rifle going on. That's a sniper rifle. So there you go. And he has a sniper rifle with both versions of the character. Interesting. Wouldn't have pegged him as a sniper. But, maybe it's because he pegged me first. Haha. So, there you go. Nine Noob. Classic and Resistance. So, next up we have two versions of Obi-Wan Kenobi. There is classic Alec Guinness, not McGinnis, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then episode 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, who today flipped out on somebody about Brexit. So good for him. Obi-Wan here, Obi-Wan there, both with the blue lightsaber. I love the fact that both of them, their stance has the lightsaber going the other direction, because it makes for this awesome imagery right here. I love young Obi-Wan the most. I adore Ewan McGregor's portrayal of young Obi-Wan. I really enjoyed him in the Clone Wars. I feel like this version of the character, the episode 3 version, looks like he's straight out of the Clone Wars. And, then we got our old school Obi-Wan here. I don't know if I'm really a fan. I mean, I guess that's his robes. I guess it works, but, Obi-Wan classic. Some people might be partial to that. I, however, am not. Officer Sumistu, member of the First Order, again in a galaxy far, far away, keeping it affirmative with people of all races. There you go. Officer Sumistu, no prejudice in space. Alright, I'm going to skip this character. Well, no, let's just do this character now. We're going to do both of these characters now, because I want to talk about a missed opportunity. I don't know anything about Ozir Tenza, or I don't know anything about Oni Jas, but what I do know is they are the same character. There's like a slightly different shade of red. You know, he's got the double pistols, and he's got the sniper rifle, okay? But here's the thing. In the level, the Rathtar level that we unlock them, there are characters with blue helmets. Would it have been really that difficult to give one or the other a blue attire, you know? Like, let one or the other have had that blue attire just to make them slightly different. They're cool-looking characters, don't get me wrong. I don't know anything about them, but it would have just been awesome touch if you could have had both colors. As it stands, you don't get one of the blue guys. It doesn't make sense to me, but what can you do? Maybe just a slight oversight, probably completely unintentional, but there is Ozir Tenza and Oni Jas. So we're going to go back up here to Ophi Egra, and I'm going to assume that she is from Jakku. She is a scavenger. Looks like she's wearing Jakku-ish attire. That's right, you are Jakku-ish if you're from Jakku. I made that up, man, right on the spot. So, there you go. Next up we have Oskus Skurat, who, double blasters, and I really don't know where he is from. I feel like looking at him, he is either Kanja Club or Jakku, but I'm looking it up right now. No, he's part of the Crimson Corsairs crew. So there you go. I like the double pistols. It's kind of a good look. Hopefully Django does that. But, alas, Oskus Skurat. Next up, we have two more filler characters I don't want to spend too much time on. This is the Autogon Warrior and the Autogon Acolyte. These are part of the Kylo Ren mission, Autogon Assault. You unlock these two characters. He's got the pistol, it looks like a cane, and he's got a rifle and a grapple hook. So, you know, there you go. Next row, we've already done Ozir Tenza. So here is Padme Amidala. Oh, Natalie Portman in her amazing midriff. This is where I get myself in trouble when I get to the hot ones that I thoroughly enjoy. And trust me, I have thoroughly enjoyed Padme and Natalie Portman throughout the years. This is straight out of episode 2. She's got those slash marks on her back. They are not from Anakin. Haha. So, this is why I didn't put Slave Leia in my top 10 list. But I'm doing it now. Oh, man. So, Padme Amidala, man. You know, there she is. Definitely a classic character you unlock as part of the, what do you call it? The I love you, I know. Whatever. You know what I mean. I'll think of it later. Carbonite. There you go. Pamich Nero Good. No clue. Looks like Misty Knight. So, this is Misty Space Knight, as far as I'm concerned. You know, we needed to get an afro in the game, so there you go. Pamich Nero Good. Good. You know, there you go. Another character. So, Petty Officer Thanison. And I want to say he is the one that maybe gave Kylo Ren the bad news about, you know, the droid getting away and him saying, "What girl?" and where he flips out with his lightsaber. So, Petty Officer Thanison. Part of the First Order. There you go. Next up, we have Poe Dameron. And Poe Dameron has multiple suits. There is his standard suit that we see when we first see him in the movie. Next up, we have Poe Dameron on Dakar, where he's kind of got his X-Wing suit on. I don't know if this is just like what he wears around the house before he puts his armor on. Then we have his flight suit, which, yeah, basically threw on his flight suit and his helmet. Love his X-Wing, by the way. Then we also have his helmetless flight suit. I don't mind when characters have multiple versions of themselves. Oh, there's Poe Dameron Prisoner, where basically his coat's a little ruffled and his shirt's a little ruffled and he's a little scuffed up. But he does not have his handcuffs on. So I don't mind it when they do this with characters because they're not taking up slots. They're really just extra, versions of the character. So next up we have Prashi, and apparently Prashi goes with the other goon up here. This guy right here, Kratanus. No idea who these guys are, and you really probably don't need to know who they are, but they can go through the little grates and everything. Next up we have Praster Omlin and Praster Baroon, and these guys are, I believe, the leaders of Audubon, whatever level it is Kylo Ren attacks during Autogon Assault. I think they're Ithtar, Mahana, or Hammerhead from the original Cantina, their race. So, probably not characters you're going to use, but they're here, they're in the game. Prue Svivant, I want to say this is part of the Crimson Corsairs crew. Check them out. Prue. Yeah, this is part of the Crimson Corsairs crew. He can go through the vents. He's got like what would normally be a pistol for most people, but for midgets, it's a blaster rifle. He's also got his thermal detonator. So there you go. Prue Svivant. Queen Amidala. I don't love her with face makeup and the wild and crazy hair, but this is still Natalie Portman, so she's still amazing, and I still love her. And yeah, man, there you go. Queen Amidala, classic character. Definitely had to include her. I can see why they wanted her. And there we go. Next up, we have Qui-Gon Jinn, Liam Neeson himself. Why did you have to go? There he is with his green lightsaber. Qui-Gon, obviously a classic from Episode 1. Both of these characters are Episode 1 characters. Episode 1 might not have been the greatest Star Wars movie of all time. It actually might be the worst Star Wars movie of all time. But it did give us Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn, two absolutely fantastic characters that I mean, they basically saved the movie. Any redeeming value and quality of the movie is because of those two characters. So, not mad about Qui-Gon at all. Next up, we have Quiggled. This is also a part of the Crimson Corsair crew. He's got this peg leg and a massive, heavy machine gun. And I think he can crack walls too, I believe. Or no, he does strength handles. There you go. And he's a bounty hunter. So, I mean, he's ugly, but useful if you want to destroy the gold stuff. I don't know why you would use him. I would just use the Flame Trooper though. But that's just me. So Quiggled. Next up, we have Quinar, who is another member of the Nima Outpost. Looks like Talon in a way from DC Comics and Batman, but wearing like a bird suit, all brown, But yeah, he's from Jakku, so there you go, Quinar. if these characters meant more to us, and they had more time to establish them over time, I think I wouldn't be sitting here almost making fun of them. Again, I do not fault them for being in the game whatsoever. Makes total sense. These characters will always exist in Star Wars games, or Lego games, I should say. Because you have to have filler characters. Thankfully, they're not like Damage Control or some of the other ones. They are like somewhat unique and interesting. And I say this as I show off the Rancor, which surprisingly made my top 5, or actually my top 10 favorite characters. I think it was number 6, either 5 or 6, was the Rancor. And just an awesome, huge character that you can play as. Just love the Rancor, man. Really a surprise and a pleasant surprise at that, to have the Rancor be a part of the game as a playable character. So definitely enjoying having the Rancor in the game. Next up we have Razu Quinn Fee. Looks as though he is a bounty hunter. Has a really cool sniper rifle. Razu is part of the Aravana quest, so I want to say he's probably a member of Kanja Club. Love the Rancor, man. Probably a member of Kanja Club, maybe the Guavians, but doesn't look like he matches the Guavians, so there you go, Razu Kin Fi. Next up we have the most handsome man in LEGO Star Wars. It is the Rebel Commando with that just manly as manly gets beard. He's got that smirk because he knows he is a man's man. This is the kind of guy who is just gonna, I don't know, sweep the women off their feet at the bar. This is where I get myself in trouble, man, talking about guys like Rebel Commando. Like, he probably has an awesome name like Sloan or Brock. You know, I crack myself up, man, but there you go. Rebel Commando from the Endor mission. Rebel Fleet Trooper, unfortunately, is not nearly as manly. He's got his helmet probably already bit the dust. We see the Rebel Fleet Trooper right away, like one of the first characters we actually see in the entire Star Wars universe, when Darth Vader boards their ship and snaps all of their necks, because that's what Darth Vader does. So, Rebel Fleet Trooper. Resistance General. When you are so generic, when you don't even get a name, you are just Resistance General, that is when you know you have not made it. Because this is the exact type of character where you could have found a name, but like many of the other Resistance named characters in this, he probably wouldn't have had a Wikipedia page either. So there you go. Resistance X-Wing Pilot. I'm okay with there being a generic one named that. It's a female, which is interesting. But we have another female X-Wing pilot, and I bet if you leave her alone, she'll start playing with her X-Wing. Let's get rid of the Rancor now. He's just big and lumbery. Next up we have Rey. Daisy Ridley. Everybody loves Daisy Ridley. I love Daisy Ridley. My girlfriend Becky looks a lot like Rey, and I think that's why I love Daisy Ridley so much. So here's Rey, and here is Rey Junction Box. There is also Rey Resistance. This is my favorite version because she's got the lightsaber. Then we have Rey Scavenger from Jakku, where we first find her. We have Rey Starkiller Base, where she's got some battle damage, and her garments are a little tattered. I'm going to refrain from comment. Rey Takodana, where her garments are not tattered. Rey Young, where she's a little kid. I believe that's it. And then back to Rey. Rey Resistance, my second favorite character in the game. Again, I didn't even mention it during my top 10 video, but I just think that she looks so much like Becky. I think she's awesome. And Daisy Ridley's awesome. So, that is Rey. Next up we have Sashi Skarit. And there's another Skarit, I believe, in the game that we've passed. And this is part of the Trouble Over Tall mission. and you know, just a pilot. Grapple hook. I don't know. You could have called him Tall Pilot, and it would have been the same. Sarko Plank, I believe, is a character that we see in the Jakku market. This character looks awesome, and I love the staff. Looks like it has a thermal detonator, and if you look, it says Silver Lego Objects, Bounty Hunters, and Toxic Areas. This is a really cool looking character, and not gonna lie, I don't know anything about it, him or her, but I would love it if they could expand on it, like they've done so well in so many other avenues of the previous expanded universe, and maybe someday they will. So that is Sarko Plank. Next up we have Scout Trooper from Endor, and I really do enjoy the Scout Trooper. Really cool looking character. Got the blaster rifle. You know, just a very classic throwback character. Here we have Sadan Athano, who is the Crimson Corsair, I suppose. I almost feel like they should just call him Crimson Corsair, like in general. Sadan Athano, I guess we're gonna know that name. The Crimson Corsair mission did not do enough for me to understand exactly who Sadan Athano is. So we do see Sadan as part of the... he's the one that Finn is supposed to hook up with to take him to the Outer Rim. I really hope, again, that they do some stuff with the comics and help expand his character, because he's got the look. He already even has his own Funko Pop figure, and his eyes look like guns. So he's got the look, but man, they could really expand on this character. Again, the Crimson Corsair level, because he doesn't speak English, he's hard to relate to, but didn't do the job that I would have hoped they could have done to kind of expand on him. Snap Wexley. Oh man, this is our second favorite Resistance pilot, Snap Wexley. Such a great Star Wars name, and Snap is played by somebody I thought was pretty cool. Let's see, Snap. You know, you would think IMDb would just list who plays him. So let's actually go to Wikipedia. Let's see, his homeworld is Akiva, and man, I don't understand why they don't just say who absolutely played him behind the scenes. Greg Grunberg. That's who I was looking for. Greg Grunberg. And Greg Grunberg is American. He's from Heroes. That's Heroes and Alias. That's why I knew he was familiar, and a lot of people kind of knew who Snap Wexley was because of him. But you know him mostly from Heroes. He was also in Star Trek, but he's done quite a bit. So Snap Wexley, one of those kind of characters that lives on, is a minor character that a bigger star got to play. And he's got his little X-Wing and everything. Last but not least, we have the Snowtrooper, and I kind of should have saved him for part 3, but the Snowtrooper is really a cool character. I love the new Snowtrooper look. I even actually have a t-shirt of Snowtrooper. It honestly, like, I wear it and I look at it and I'm like, oh man, this is like a kid's t-shirt, but I don't care, man. The Snowtrooper looks pretty dope. And they made a sideshow piece for him. Hot Toys did. And I've so far hesitated and resisted buying it, but I don't foresee that lasting very long. So there you go, the Snowtrooper. Well, that is the end of part 2. I'm trying to keep these in the 30 to 35 minute range to keep you guys interested. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please help me out and share this other places. You know, give me the like, talk about the characters. If you know more about a character that I don't, definitely share it in the comments below. Would love to know what you think. But there you go. That is part 2 of what will be a 4-part series, and eventually 5 when all the DLC is out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you. Hiccups.